Welcome to the Rev Up Fitness Podcast. Go! The show for fitness professionals and fitness enthusiasts.
Hey, pay attention. Hey, for 39 seconds, I need your attention.
Go behind the scenes of the health and wellness industry with us. Starting your host, Fit with CJ, side hustle mentor, and the lovely Electric Fit.
It's my favorite podcast.
And the show starts right now.
Greetings and happy New Year, Rev Up Fitness Podcast family. We're super excited to have you for another amazing, wonderful episode. But before we get into anything, of course, you know this is Jamie Georgie, affectionately known as Coach Electric, wellness advocate, plant-based athlete, and co-host of the Rev Up Fitness Podcast. So excited for you all, and you know I'm in the studio with
CJ. I'm Fit with CJ. How you guys doing? As you guys know, I'm Fit with CJ on social media. However, I am not a personal trainer, but I'm your favorite personal trainer's favorite content creator and digital marketer. Excited to be here with you today, as always. And of course, shout out to our boy, Side Hustle Mentor.
Yes.
He couldn't be here today. Super busy as always. But listen, he wanted to let you guys know he's still here and he appreciates everything, all the shout outs and all the love he's been getting.
Oh my gosh, the ultimate busy guy, really?
Oh my God. Yeah. Super excited that, for what he got going on. But listen, Jay, before we get into today's show,
yes.
Listen, tell us what's been going on with you. It's a brand new year, top of the year. What's new?
Well, some things I have to keep quiet till it's time for them to come to surface, right? But a lot of amazing opportunities to work with other brands. I shall keep it at that.
Okay.
I think you know of a little bit of
might know a little something.
But most importantly, just blessed to be here. Just blessed to have, my family's healthy, my friends are healthy, back in the studio, and the holidays were really chill. So I got time to relax and just kind of be.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Right after the holidays, I'm just excited to get back to it. And we're in that group that we're not like, oh, New Year's resolution.
Absolutely not.
We make things happen way before. When it's time to make it, we make that action. We take it right then, right? We don't need to wait for a date. So we're always in the move. We're always in the go, right? So listen, I know we want to take every minute we have available with today's special guest. So
absolutely.
Me and Jay always here, so we'll talk to you guys anytime. But listen, I'm going to let Jay do today's intro real quick.
Oh, my gosh. So I am super duper excited because I am so inspired by our guest. She is amazing. I've been going to, her festivals. I won't really say the name of it yet because I'll give too much away. Over the years, just anything that, she does it with so much positive energy. She's always smiling. She is just amazing to be around. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in the studio founder of Pretty Girl Sweat, Aeshia Devore Branch.
Hey, Happy New Year. Let's get it.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm healthy, thank goodness. And,
yes.
Just really looking forward to what this year will bring.
Well, just so you guys know, we've been working on this podcast for a minute.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's been so much because CJ has had a lot of travel and a super duper opportunity. You started in November, but it's going to come to fruition in February.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of like us all being in the same place at the same time, and communication during traveling can be a little challenging.
Oh yeah, but we were destined to make this happen.
Yes.
It was supposed to be today. So
Yes.
Here we are. So listen, let's get right to it.
Yes, an amazing way to start the new year.
I know. So I'll let you get the first question in because we got a lot to talk about.
Well, actually, for our listeners that may not know you yet, give us a little bit about your background.
Well, first to start off with, I'm a mom of 3. They keep me busy. I was a former television producer. Also a wife. That's how I became a mom of 3. So my husband's in the music industry. I've kind of been around entertainment for quite a while. I was in television production for so long before I started this passion of mine, which is called Pretty Girl Sweat. And I'm the chief exercise officer of this community and sisterhood. We call it a sweat sisterhood because it's just that powerful. And that's who I am in a nutshell. That's a summary of me. It all got started because I was a former athlete. I played sports starting in middle school. I mean, I was kind of athletic growing up with my dad. I was also raised by my father. He always made sure that like I was doing something active, whether it was karate or I was doing ballet. But I realized ballet wasn't my thing. I couldn't do the splits, so I wanted to quit like day one, which I did. I literally probably did one day of ballet. They had all the whole costume and everything, and I didn't even stick with it. Sorry.
It's like I'm good.
Yeah, but basketball became my thing. My dad would play with me in the driveway, and he was super competitive with me. I'm a Scorpio, and I'm super
Me too. Scorpio gang.
Scorpio gang. He would never let me win. And like, you know, I used to be so frustrated with that. Like, come on, I'm a girl, like, you know, like let me win. But he would play me like how I should be played. Like, be competitive, like work for it. Like if you want it, go get it. And that's kind of like how I became the person I am today, because he always pushed me to like, you know, things that weren't going to be handed to you. You had to like work for it. So middle school, I started playing sports for like a crazy reason. I moved from the north. I grew up in New York. I'm from Queens.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Queens. So,
BK in the building here too. So
hey, look at that. There's so much in common.
Exactly.
I mean, it's crazy.
I know.
Yeah. So I moved to the South, and it was difficult for me to transition. And I decided that I wanted to be a cheerleader because that was going to make me popular. It didn't work. I went to the tryouts and I was terrible. Like they were like, girl, I feel like you got rhythm, but I couldn't do like the stiff movements. I couldn't do it. So I just, you know, ended up like leaving with my head hanging down, and a volleyball coach spotted me in the hallway, and he was like, this girl is super tall. Why don't you try out for the volleyball team? Never even touched a volleyball a day in my life, but I did it. Ended up like making the team. I guess he thought I had some potential. Started getting good at it, and then most of the girls who played volleyball played basketball too. So then I made the basketball team. And then from there, I tried track, because I always, like when I was in like 5th grade, I would win all the little field days. Like, you know, when you would do like relay races, like in the schoolyard or whatever, I would win all of those, but I never actually tried to run track, like organized, you know what I'm saying? So when I did it, I succeeded. Like I was doing so well at it. So that really
Amazing.
became my sports sport. And I got a college scholarship to run track. Yeah.
Amazing. I was a sprinter, 4x4 relay,
Hey,
first leg.
Okay, first leg. Awesome. So
I want to
yeah.
see y'all race. I want to see y'all race. So I
She
wanna
got
see.
it.
Now, let me tell you something funny. And the guy, I'm not going to say the name because this guy is going to be so upset if I say it. But we were on vacation, and I got challenged to a race on vacation. I'm like, you don't want to do this. You don't want it, right?
You don't want the smoke.
You don't want this. And of course, you know, I won. But that person got injured during.
Whoa.
Yeah.
no.
And I was like,
You beat him
"See?
that bad? He pulled a hammy?
Pulled, yeah, pulled something. So, yeah, it was. But the crazy part. So you ran in college?
No, high school.
Okay, high school. Okay. So I ran in high school too. I got the college scholarship to run track, but I didn't take it because that same school offered me a full academic scholarship.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, what do I want to do? Do I want to like run track and still have to get good grades, or just focus on my grades and still, you know, get school for free? So that's what I chose. And fast forward, television production kind of fell in my lap because I moved back to New York, and every single internship that I had, like I'd worked at ABC, I'd worked at Edelman PR, and I graduated right at 9/11. No one was hiring. Matter of fact, they were laying off people.
Okay.
And so by chance, I got this interview at a film production company, and I took it just because I needed a job. And I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with the people there, and I moved up, you know, in the business. And then that's how, you know, television production was my thing. And then,
Awesome. Oh, and then. Oh, give it to us.
Well, yeah, keep rolling.
yeah, so I was working on a show called Iconoclast. It was on Sundance Channel. I don't know if you've heard of it before, but it features, you know, visionaries and people who are groundbreaking in their fields. So I was working with people like Deepak Chopra and, you know,
Dave
Venus Williams.
Chappelle?
Dave Chappelle.
I thought so.
Dave Chappelle, Maya Angelou. And I was pregnant at the time with my first child. I feel like I had been married for 4 years, you know, traveled the world, did a lot.
Yeah.
But I was always on the road. And I just knew that once I had this kid, like I was probably never going to see her, you know, because I was just always gone. So
Yeah.
kind of made the decision that I wanted to do something else. And I also wanted to do something that was meaningful, that, you know, had purpose for me, meaningful for her, but also would allow me to have some flexibility in my life so I could like be a mom and also be a boss, you know? So that's how, you know, this journey of me like being a content creator and like, you know, creating events and safe spaces for people kind of came about. And that's like when Pretty Girl Sweat was born.
Yes, I mean, you are amazing at it. The content, even like the cadence of your page, like it looks amazing.
Thank you. I
Have you
appreciate that.
have you looked?
Oh, you already know I looked at the page, and man. First of all, I'm gonna take a step back because there's so much I want to ask. And
I know, right?
First of all, I've been hearing about Pretty Girl Sweat for years, and it's because of her. It's because of her for years. And I'm looking at this event from the outside because I'm a guy, and I'm like, this is an amazing event, right?
It is.
And so give us the origin story. Give us about the inspiration you have for creating the event.
So back in like 2010, our forever First Lady, Michelle Obama, she launched the Let's Move campaign. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but she was really on a mission to end childhood obesity. And I was inspired by that. I'm like, I know people and I can figure out a way that I can help with this, right? So I was backstage at a concert and I ran into Carrie Hilson, Atlanta's very own. And at the time we were in Jersey when I ran into her, and I was just like, have you heard of Let's Move, like the Let's Move campaign? We need to do something, like we got to do something. And she was just like, girl, just tell me when you want to do anything. Send me a date, I'll be there. And sometimes you run into celebrities, they say things like, you don't know if they're really serious
Will they
about
really
it.
remember?
Or remember, right?
Yeah.
So I love her to this day. She, was so committed to, being there for me and to, help, the First Lady, like get this whole movement out there. So she came to New York with her entire team, and we had the very first Pretty Girl Sweat event on September 24th, 2011. And we called it Pretty Girl Sweat because at the time she had that song called Pretty Girl Rock. And I was like, wouldn't it be cool like if we said Pretty Girls Sweat? Because people would be like, no, they don't. Like, pretty girls don't sweat. That's the whole reason. Like, if you're a pretty girl, I'm like, no. If you're pretty, that pretty means so many different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sweating also means so many different things. It doesn't mean you're only sweating in the gym. Like, pretty girls sweat, period, in life. Like, they sweat as mothers, they sweat as, partners, they sweat at, in the office. Like, they're always grinding and working hard to achieve their goals. So I'm like, those words are powerful. So let's do it. And we had the first event with 100 girls. They were all in high school. And the goal was to make fitness fun. It was like, okay, how do we help end childhood obesity? And like, kids don't want to eat healthy because they don't like the way the food tastes. And B, the fitness isn't fun for them. So we got to figure out a way to make it fun. So when the girls came there, they thought, hey, I'm just going to like go hang out and meet Carrie Hilson. But I'm like, no, you're going to do a few more things. We had like relay races happening. They were doing double dutch competitions. One of my friends, Damaris Lewis, she's on a TV show now called The Titans. She came and she like taught the girls how to model walk. So anything that they were doing, like their bodies were moving, they were sweating, they were having fun, and they were connecting with other people. And what the crazy part about it is that we had women like who were in different professional careers come to be mentors of this experience, because I also wanted the girls to meet people who looked like them, who had like very non-traditional careers, because outside of fitness, girls need to know how or who they can be, and I wanted them to see women who look like them that were doing really cool things and making great money at it. And these girls may have never even heard of the careers that they were pursuing. So it worked. I mean, the reason why it worked so much is because first, everyone worked out together. Then when it was time for like panels to happen or discussions to happen, the girls were so much more comfortable. They let down their guard because they just worked out with the CEO of such and such company. And she struggled with those, push-ups just like, I did. So I can ask her a question now because we're more relatable. Yeah, right, exactly. So it worked. And after that first event, we got so much press from it. People were reaching out like, how do we get this program in our schools? How do I buy that T-shirt? And I'm like, I didn't think about all that. I'm like, it wasn't a business idea. This was like, I'm obsessed with the First Lady. She wants to end childhood obesity. I have kids too. I'm down with the cause. Like, how can I help? That's why this all started. And it's crazy how much it has grown since, because that's literally how it all came about. And like adult women would see the events that we were having on a local level when we were in New York, and they would be like, do this for us. Like, it's cool that you're doing this for kids, but I need this too. And that's how it started to grow. Like, aside from like students wanting to like be a part of Pretty Girl Sweat, we started having like our first very campus chapter was Temple University. So that's another thing. Like, Pretty Girl Sweat is not only just me and what we do locally. We have like 30 chapters at college campuses across the country. So those girls run like Pretty Girl Sweat organizations on their campus. So it just started growing out of control, and like it's still, to me, still so new. Like, we just celebrated 10 years of making fitness
Congratulations
fun.
for that.
Thank you. And I still feel like we're just beginning, because health and wellness can go forever.
We said
At the same time. Yes. My first one was 2017.
Okay.
And I knew then that every single year, this is where I will be in September. Yay. And I have not missed one yet. Have not missed one yet.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, Carrie, she was at the 2017. It was the double Dutch outside. I think it was a spin class outside. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, it was just amazing. The photo booth, meeting new young ladies, the meditation part. It was just so many levels of like awesomeness, right? And then 2018 came, and I thoroughly enjoyed 2018 as well as 2019. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of it in 2019. Yes. You were on my vision board. He knows that. Mm-hmm.
Look at God.
You were definitely on my vision board. So when I got the email, I just like stared at it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I'm just so thankful. But, prior to that, I had just randomly used a hashtag on a picture that I did in Houston. And then when I saw it was for the February calendar for 2018. And I was like, oh, wow. I didn't know that you did that. And I was like, okay, so I told all the team, I was like, look, y'all have to vote because I want to win. Yes. And thankfully, it came through for February. Oh, my gosh, February's coming. So it's almost been like 3 years. Mm-hmm. And it's just a snowball effect of, coming to my first one and then later on being, featured for that month. Mm-hmm. And then 2019 being a part of your amazing event. I've met so many awesome young ladies. We are still connected. And I was telling Chantel, it's a mutual friend of ours. Check out the last episode, y'all. So I had been going to Lucky Lotus for a while because I love Hunt City Market. Mm-hmm. But I never knew the face.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't until you did a virtual that the face, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a woman-owned business.
Oh, get out. That's so crazy. I didn't know that.
That is how I was able to put like the face with a place that I always patronized all the time.
That's wild.
And, her manager there, I thought it was his.
Wow.
So I really did. And then she opened the Buckhead location so I could walk to it. So I would go all the time, and then we met, and I was like, reflecting on like, just how I've met a lot of people and I've met a lot of amazing people through what you do.
Oh, thank you.
So
that's sisterhood. I'm telling you, that's what it's all about. Like getting like-minded people together.
Absolutely.
Beautiful things can happen.
Yeah, it's more than just a once a year event. Mm-hmm. It is a community that goes on, like you said, through so many chapters all year long. Mm-hmm. Like, talk about right now, what's the most surprising thing you would say about the business and how it's grown? What's the most surprising? Like, was it the celebrity that talked to you? Was it the numbers of people that bought a ticket? Maybe the social media following? What's the thing that was like, wow, this is really happening?
Mm-hmm. The festival was definitely the wow, because before then we were doing events for 50 people, 100 people. I think we got up to maybe like 250, 300 at one point. And my partner, Kanisha, let me shout her out, Kanisha Perry, she at the time was working for the place that we host the Pretty Girl Sweat Fest at in the past. And she was just like, listen, if you want to do something bigger, I got the space. Like, we can make this happen. And I was just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I can get this many people to come out. Like, this is too scary for me. And she was just like, take the leap. And I did it. That was the very first Pretty Girl Sweat Fest that we had in 2017. And I was blown away. Like, I was like, people are actually paying to work out. Like, to me, like, working out for some people is so hard. Mm-hmm. And when people pay for it, it's like, wow, you're really creating something good, because like, it's kind of like some people consider it to be torture, but we're making it fun, and people want to pay money to have fun. So that to me was like so rewarding, so surprising, and just like let me know that I was like truly in my purpose at that moment. Like, this is something that I have to continue, I have to keep doing, because not only is it changing lives, but it's also, showing my children like, the possibilities, things that you can do with your dreams. So that was definitely the moment.
You hit on something there that's want to touch on too, is like that moment as an entrepreneur to take that next step, to go to a bigger location when you're like, I don't know, can we get that many tickets, right? Like, for the up and coming entrepreneurs, people who might be thinking about taking that next step, how did you get past that where you're like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it, bigger space or not, we're going to go?
I took the leap because I started talking to people and just kind of getting their feedback, and I realized like they wanted it, like, and they wanted more of it. And if I could provide it for them, like the only way I could provide it is by thinking big and like to get a bigger space, because, you know, people like to be a part of something that's bigger than them. And that's when I realized like, okay, I'm going to take the leap of faith. You know, I have like the numbers. I know like I have an email list of a certain amount of people. If just 20% of them say yes, you know, like I'm good money. But also too, I'm going to be strategic. I'm a businesswoman at the same time. So I'm like, okay, who can I involve in this process that's going to like help me bring in those numbers? Like who's in my corner? Who understands what I'm trying to build here? Like, who can I invite? You know, who can I pay to come? What do I have to do to make it work? And so that's how you have to go about it. So you can't, it's a team effort. So if you are thinking about starting something or expanding or doing something bigger, you know, partner, you know, partnering doesn't have to mean like you have a partner in your business, like exactly. But what it also means is like you find synergies with like-minded people who are doing similar things, and you work with them to build something bigger and better. You know, got to work together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So speaking of teams, was it difficult in the beginning for you to put a team together, or how did that work?
You know what? That's always not been the difficult part for me. I can find great people everywhere. It's just the energy. Like, I attract good people. The problem for me is like keeping, like I always keep good people like as friends, but as far as in business, like you need more capital, you need more money to like be able to afford really good talent. And like, I've been blessed to be around a lot of great people who still to this day will help out, will assist. But like my company is doing well enough for me and like for maybe like my assistant, but it's like not enough to grow like for me to like pay other people unless I had investors. And I'm really at a point where I enjoy bootstrapping my business because at the same time, I don't feel like answering to a lot of people. That's why I kind of left working and working for other people. So that's why I just kind of like, I'd rather do this at my own pace. If at some point I feel like, you know, my brand is bigger than me. I mean, it is always going to be bigger than me, but at the end of the day, like if I want to like expand or sell my company or whatever, then that's, you know, probably when it's going to grow even more. But my team consists of not only the people who work with me directly, but it's all the students who are members on different campuses, all the captains that I work with. So, you know, thank goodness I'm able to, you know, provide them with scholarships and stuff like that for the work that they do. And God, who knows, like we're working on some new things this year that can, you know, generate way more income to be able to bring in people that I've already worked with or new people that are extraordinary that can help us grow the business even more. So to answer your question, finding a great team is not the difficult part for me. I don't know. The people come. If you build it, they will come.
True.
But we've really created something that people want to be a part of. And I see that when we have like large scale events and people just like sign me up to volunteer. Like I just want to be there. I just want to help out. So that's beautiful to me because these people have corporate jobs. They like make tons of money and they would willingly give their time to be a part of something that I'm doing or something I'm creating because it's the energy and the atmosphere is just so fulfilling for them. That's the payment in their minds. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So, and then another thing just came to mind. So, of course, you know how you've built everything and you had such a great momentum. And then, of course, 2020 occurred, right? Mm-hmm. And then there are a few pivots that had to be made. Describe your 2020 with PGS.
Well, number one, I was so disappointed we couldn't have, you know, the festival because 2020 was just such a big year for everyone mentally. We thought like 2020 is going to be it, right?
Yeah.
So I just had so many plans and so many amazing things that I wanted to do, but I had to just, you know, sit on those because we had to be safe, you know? But I was like, people want what we're delivering, so we still have to deliver it in another way. And so we just went digital and virtual. We just started, like, we use this platform called Hop-In.
I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, we started using that platform to like get people, you know, to come to virtual experiences. We had like a DigiFest was like our first thing that we did in the summer, and then after the DigiFest, we had like a PGS Turns 9 event. We partnered with Sunday to Sunday, one of our brand partners and sponsors that we work with often. And we did a really cool virtual experience with them that they completely sponsored, and it was awesome. So that's what we had to do. And then we used the good old phone, and we went to Instagram and started doing like lives and all kinds of stuff. I did a lot of like sit down interviews and conversations with a lot of fitness influencers right on, you know, IG Live. And thank goodness, like a lot of the sponsors that I had been working with in the past were utilizing me for their virtual experiences. So I got to do a lot of hosting with Nike, which was great, and kept some money coming into the business. And we still sold products, which was great. Selling T-shirts and water bottles, and we also implemented like our fitness boxes. So we started doing these like bundle boxes, and I started that in 2020 because we had a lot of product too that we wanted to like sell together. We're like, people should have all of this. And our boxes also were something that only the students could experience. Okay. So women who weren't on a college campus never got to get like a Pretty Girl Sweat box that had like all the goodies in it. So I'm like, let's do that. And the reason why it actually came about, because Danae, my assistant, she is so creative. So one day we were together and we were showing how we pack up the student like boxes. Then the comments started coming in because we did a reel for it. And the comments came in and they were like, I want a box. Like, come on, give me a box. Like, how can I buy a box? So bundle boxes launched. So that was really good for us. We did one each quarter of last year, and that was fun. What else did we do to kind of like pivot?
A lot of pivots.
A lot of pivots. You had to do what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And those things were great. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you need change to happen because you never will understand what you're capable of doing, or you'll get brand new ideas that you would have never thought of if that change didn't like push you to pivot. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's been a beautiful thing, and we've kept many of those things going. We don't do IG lives as often anymore, just because I'm so exhausted with IG lives. Like unless it's D Nice, I'm really checking for it. Like unless that's the only person I will really watch on IG live right now. But other than that, we're keeping it going. If we have to, do another digital experience because Omarion is running free on tour, on a full tour.
I know.
We'll do that too. So, I'm here for the change. I'm good.
But coming off 2020 and keeping the momentum going, you were able to come into 2021 and be back in person and celebrate 10 years.
No, it was scary because I almost was like, no, I don't think we should do it. Like, I still don't think it's safe enough. And I kid you not, maybe 3.5 weeks before the event that you went to and saw, we didn't even know if we were going to do it. Like, we put all of that together in like 3.5 weeks.
It sounds like something we've done, right?
Right.
Exactly.
It was crazy. And like when I look back at the photos and the videos of what we were able to accomplish and the people we were able to bring out and the sweat celebrities we were able to honor.
Oh, yes.
I'm like, wow.
Sweat celebrities.
Yes.
I caught that.
Oh, you have to tell him about this. I mean, it's amazing.
Okay, so we're Pretty Girl Sweat. We have a vocabulary, right?
Okay.
So a sweat sister, like we're sweat sisters, Avi, right? A sweat celebrity is a woman who uses her platform to elevate health and wellness, right? So, the very first sweat celebrity we ever had was Carrie Hilson. She's active. She played basketball growing up. She was a swimmer, but even though she's a celebrity, she's a sweat celebrity because she also believes in keeping, staying active, right?
I love the branding behind it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what a sweat celebrity is. Any other key terms I wanted to share with you? I don't know. You got to be a part of it.
Yeah, you got to be. I'm not part of the community, so it's all new to me.
He lives vicariously through me.
Exactly.
No, and the sweat celebrities have always been amazing. Like even like the knowledge they pass on, you just learn so much, and just to be around others that are where you're headed. I won't even say trying, we're doing, right?
Yeah.
So where we're heading, just the inspiration, just to be at an event, the energy is unmatched, really.
You touch a little bit on building a team.
Yeah.
So now I got to ask this juicy question because I know there's so many fitness influencers, so many trainers that are going to want to know this. What kind of things do you look for on someone's platform when it comes to being a part of the event?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
Okay, a few things. So it depends on the type of person, right? So or the role that I'm trying to fill. If I'm looking for a trainer who I need to teach a class to maybe like 800 people, I kind of got to see that you know how to teach a group fitness class. And it doesn't have to be like a class filled with like 100 people. Even if there's like 30 people in the class, 10 people in the class, I just need to make sure that like you're engaged with them. They're having fun. You have like a workout or a fitness platform that like really, not really platform, what's the right word that I'm looking for? I know what you're thinking, like, you know what I mean? Like, what is your, like, not your routine, like your fitness, is it routine?
Routine, yeah, but also the energy of the class, like you're saying, like, what.
I don't know why I'm I'm like stumped on that. But like I just got to make sure that whatever you've developed or created as your kind of like workout is special, you know, because at the end of the day, like we're trying to introduce our audience to like new fun ways to like move their bodies. And that's really it. Like I've worked with like incredible instructors because of just like the energy they bring, like what their format is. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Their fitness format is, and you know what they could bring. Like for instance, like I take a class at why am I drawing a blank on this? On the loft, yeah. Okay. At the loft, and it's like a mini trampoline class. And Brittany, who's one of my sorors, she has an incredible class. It's just so much fun. And I've taken a mini trampoline class before, but she just does it a little differently. And so I'm just like, we gotta do that like on a larger scale. Like we gotta bring that to something else. So, you know, I always look for stuff like that. So it's not always about like, oh, she only picked this person because they have a lot of social media followers. I don't care about that. I care about like what you can bring to the table and what your energy is going to look like on camera, because we're filming everything, and also what people are going to like receive from you, you know? Like one person that I loved to work with was Jamie Ratliff. Yeah. And her social media following isn't like crazy, you know what I'm saying? But what she has is she has an incredible community. Her community is like
follow her everywhere.
Huge, yeah. And she does something special when she gets in a room. And so it doesn't matter like how big her following is online. But she knows what to do with the audience she has. That's why they buy tickets and they come to see her, because she connects with people in the room and she helps other women like connect with each other in the room. That's what she does. Yeah, that's why I hired her the very first time, because I went to one of her classes and I never felt like so close to the people like that I was exercising with. She did a beautiful job of like making us feel like we were a part of a team, that we were one, whether or not we just met each other that day or if we'd been friends for a while and just needed to reconnect. Like she did a great job with that. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. People who can bring the energy, who can bring like connectivity and unity to a space and like,
provide an experience.
Yeah, I heard being unique.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Being consistent and consistently, building that community. And we won't talk about what you don't need to do, because you already know what you don't need to do. We won't talk about that.
No, but the experience is so much more important, because that's what you remember.
Yeah, exactly.
How you felt.
Right.
So yeah,
that's what's important to me.
Exactly. So what's to come for 2022? I know you hinted it a little bit earlier. You don't have to give us all the details, but just is the platform going to expand? Is there something more new virtually coming? More in-person stuff? What are we looking at?
Well, I know I'll share, because I'm a sharer.
Okay,
I'm a sharer, but
exclusive.
Right. Exclusive. Yeah. So with Pretty Girl Sweat, like, my ultimate goal is to help people, and especially women, like as much as possible. And I'm only one person. And so, we host events and we do things, but how many people can we actually like touch and reach with just like hosting events locally and stuff like that? So I'm always trying to figure out like, how can we get the brand, or the feeling of the brand into people's hands? And so the next step definitely for us is to get into beauty, like the beauty space. I mean, with the name Pretty Girl Sweat, we should be in the beauty space. So like, I'm trying to figure out, and not figure out, of course we're already working on it, but the goal is like creating products that, are, answers to your athletic problems, So whether it's, deodorants and wipes, anything that like specifically my kids can use, because they're athletes too. Like they are part of the inspiration for this, because they play AAU sports, they travel the country, and I'm always like, you need like this particular product in your backpack, like, and wouldn't it be cute if it said Pretty Girl Sweat? So I'm always thinking
Pretty Girl hair ties, Pretty Girl wipes,
everything,
all the stuff. So
what about skincare? Because you are glowing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, like, so everything that we do, I want it to be like multi-purpose. Like, so multi-purpose products that, one product can do 1 to 2 to 3 things. So like if you have like a scrub that you use to detoxify your underarms, you can use it on your lips as well to like get rid of extra skin. And everything will be, of course, safe and like sustainable. And so yeah, we're just developing that and working on it. And it's really important, because I want to see the brand in more places and more retail spaces, and I feel like that's the way we can get out there and and make women feel beautiful while they work out.
Yeah. Yes, love it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love it too. And listen, when it comes to expanding the brand, talk about the creative process, because sometimes when people have to, when they get stuck or they feel like they can't really expand. How do you break through that? And what was the moment where you're like, you know what? this is where we need to go with the beauty line?
First, it's just like if I'm looking for something and I can't find it, that's the first thing that gives me inspiration. Like, oh, I need this. It's not out there. Let me.
You make the
create it.
solution,
right? Like now, of course, deodorant. Like you can go to any aisle and see tons of deodorant. I think there's maybe one or two other brands that are Black owned that are out there. So I'm like, okay, well, there needs to be more Black owned, deodorant brands out there, more just Black owned beauty products. Period. So that's kind of where I get my inspiration and how I decide to just take the start and take the leap. I also do a lot of research, right? So the goal is to see like, what else is already in the marketplace, what's missing, and for me, I like the idea of multi-purpose products because that's how I live my life. Like I use conditioner in my hair, but I also use it to shave. I've never purchased shaving cream in my life, right? Like why? You know what I mean? That's like an extra thing that I'm not trying to spend money on. Like Pretty Girl Sweat is about making fitness affordable and accessible for women everywhere, right? So like that's what we're going to base our products on. Like if you're traveling, like you can use the products from multiple things. You don't have to take extra things in your backpack or in your bag when you're traveling, because that's always been a problem for me. I'm the one at TSA getting my stuff thrown out, and I'm like, wait a minute, like I thought that was 3 ounces. Like so yeah, that's my goal, is to just make beauty and wellness just something that's very accessible and attainable, and people and women can take it everywhere. So
speaking of, what's your personal routine? How do you take care of yourself?
Well, first, I don't stress about anything. And so I'm going to shout out Danae again, because she always says this. She's like, we could be going through the most stressful thing and you're just there like, because I mean, what can you do about it, right? Like, why stress over something that you can't change? It's like, let's move on from it, figure out a solution, keep it moving, because stressing is only going to make me get grayer. It's only going to make me break out. So I'm not doing that, right? So that's the main thing that I do for my my mental health, is just like try to remain stress free, like just be calm.
I think that's a Scorpio thing. We just let things go.
Let it go, man. Like who cares? Like who cares? Like I'm gonna have a meal tomorrow. I'm still breathing. I'm still healthy. Like what is this little moment doing to my life? Not much. So just move past it. Other than that, I gotta I try to make sure I'm always like doing like my nighttime routine. The cool thing is that when I'm home working, I'm not really wearing makeup as much, so I don't have to do a whole lot in the evening. It may just be like taking a hot washcloth and just like washing my face. But like if I really have to get in there and really clean, then I'm using like Cetaphil. That's like my favorite brand to use. I'm using too like Aveeno wipes to like take off any makeup. But hopefully, Pretty Girls will have their own wipes, but at some point. But I'm doing that. In addition to that, I use like rose water. There's this brand behind the Hot Room. The woman who founded it, she's based out of LA. But have you ever been to Sweat Cycle here?
No, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, so Sweat Cycle, it's like right by the mall. It's right by Lenox.
Okay.
It's actually in Lenox. It's like downstairs. Yeah.
Oh, inside the Forum?
Yeah, inside the Forum.
Yeah.
Yes. So the woman who owns that, her name is Mimi. Shout out to Mimi. She started like her own like beauty and healthcare line as well during the pandemic, because she had a sweat room. Like people couldn't really go there during the pandemic. So she pivoted and she created these great products. And so like I use her rose water right before, I'm, applying any kind of like oils and stuff like that to my face. Next up, another product I use is, it's called Glow.
Okay.
And it's by Brown Girl Jane. I don't know if you've heard of Brown Girl Jane. It's another Black-owned health and wellness brand. They make a lot of cool products like CBD gummies and all kinds of stuff like that. But they have a glow oil that I use on my face. And then after I finish that off with like this product from Goop, it's like a nighttime cream, but you can use it during the daytime too. And that's really it. I mean, and drinking a lot of water and trying to like eat healthy. A lot of times people are like, oh my gosh, like how can I get clear skin? It's not just about topical treatments. Like you really have to like feed your skin from the inside out. It's so important. And mostly because if you stay stress free, if you drink your water, mind your business.
That is so true, because I'm telling you, every event that I see her, she is smiling. The energy is on 1,000. It's just like easy breezy.
And probably got 1,000 things on her mind.
Maybe, but you will never know. And I always thought, I'm like, I've never not seen you smiling.
You know what's crazy? So 2019, when we had Pretty Girl Sweat Fest, BET was there. They were doing like a whole like feature on the event. So I'm dealing with the production of this. Plus, I'm like, I have my own production. Like, I'm trying to put together like a huge festival. And that was like so stressful for me because like, they're like, okay, we need to get you in makeup. And I'm like, I need to be on the other side because I have to make sure such and such is getting done. But that's why I'm so grateful for the team that I have. You know, everybody who's on my core team, all of like the volunteers, they held it down. Like, shout out especially to all the girls at Georgia State University. Like, those Sweat Sisters there, they always like keep every event like intact and together. And of course, Kanisha always manages every event perfectly. So I was able to do that, but I still had so much on my mind because it's hard to like be a part of something, like you're being featured in something and then you're also trying to run something at the same time. But I got it done. I just kept smiling like, yeah.
You were the whole time. I would have never known.
You know, like you were touching on that a little bit there about your personal care routine. Talk about your fitness routine. Are you training? Do you run? Do you, what do you do? Do you do any of the classes at the events?
Oh, I do. I'm always in a class. I leave. I'm like sweaty from working and sweaty from working out, you know, at all the events. I love group fitness. Like, it's just my favorite thing to do. I love to do like group fitness dance classes, but mostly like, I got to shout out my girl, Amber. You know Amber Grimes.
Oh yes,
not Amber Grimes. Sorry, that's the wrong Amber.
Okay.
My bad. But shout out to you, Amber Grimes. You the shoot too. I like
Amber.
But no, Amber. She's at the Loft too. She teaches Zumba.
No, I don't.
She goes by I am still fit. I'm still fit.
Yes,
I have.
Yeah, she did a class with Coco at Ebony Fit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she well, I've seen her at Pretty Girl Sweat.
Yes.
2019. I saw her.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
So I love her class. Is so much fun. Definitely check her out at the Loft if you're in Atlanta. And also too, I like trampoline fitness. That's been like my go-to. Sadly, we haven't been able to like get back into class this year because of Omarion. but like,
Omarion.
yeah, I know it's so much fun. So like any type of group fitness class, like I'm there. Like,
and that's how we met. We met in a group class.
Oh, really?
We sure did.
Which class was it?
2013.
2013. We were doing a step class.
Yeah, we were doing a step, or was it the spin class?
No, this was step.
Really?
This is the back of the room. I remember
Okay.
she was in the back of the room. And shy, just like me. We didn't want to be in the front,
Yeah.
believe it or not. And that's where we met. We were in the back row, me, you, and Christy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And group class is always my favorite too.
Always.
Yeah.
And if I can't get to a group fitness class, like I subscribe. I can't even talk right now. I subscribe to why am I drawing a blank right now? Y'all, it's been a long day.
What, Peloton?
But
What, you
hey.
subscribe to what?
I don't subscribe to Peloton.
Peloton.
Like, sorry.
Really?
I'm like, oop, no, I do not subscribe to Peloton.
She's like,
No, I'm back. No, I subscribe to Mecca. So Mecca Day, she
Yeah.
is like one of my former ambassadors. She went to GSU as well, and she pursued her goals and dreams of becoming a fitness influencer and a fitness instructor. And the girl is killing it and crushing it. And so I subscribe to her platform. It's called Day Fit. And so when I want to get in a workout, like, I just go right on my phone. I can, mirror my phone to my TV. And she does like an Oh My Glutes class. This class is not only like upbeat, but like the music's crazy. She has a live DJ. Shout out to another Amber. That's so many Ambers.
Ambers,
Like,
right?
a lot of Ambers. So Amber's a DJ. DJ Amber Alert. She's awesome. And like the class is so good. So even if you can't get there in person, like going on that platform.
would you believe
still
I've
the
done
same
that class before?
Wait,
Really?
what?
Did you like it?
On my glute.
When?
When
This year?
This was no. This is back when HX Fitness, when she first started.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
I was in HX Fitness and I was in that class. And I remember all the
really?
guys looking at me like, "Where's he?"
Why is he in this
I
class?
didn't
like,
care.
Well,
I was still doing it,
No, but I will tell you, she was just at, PGS
Yes.
turns 10, and the energy was amazing. Like, her class is awesome. Like,
So proud
really
of her.
awesome.
So proud.
Yeah.
Man, this is a quick question I want to ask too. I don't know if it's quick or not, but with the importance of you being a Black-owned business with, with this niche, this huge following, this huge community, talk about the importance of, not only kind of being the founder and the owner of that, but also when other companies look towards you and they try to, what's the word I'm looking for? Try to leverage that. Talk about how that impacts the importance of holding that role.
Well, listen, I'm a huge advocate of only doing what you believe in and what you love. So like, I don't care what money you have. Like, if I feel like it's not going to be a right fit for like my brand or for my community, I'm just not going to do it. If it's something that I don't believe in personally, I'm not going to do it. sometimes there'll be things that like, I don't really believe in that, but like my audience might be with it, but still I'm like, nah, I can't do that. Like, you know, I get approached all the time from like people who have like diet pills or people who are doing like waist trainers, all that stuff. And I ain't mad at you. Like, if that's your business model, that's great. But that's not what I'm promoting on my platform. Like, my goal is to make fitness affordable and accessible and fun for women. So, like, I'm promoting that. Like, I'm promoting, like, just doing the work, like, you know, working out, eating healthy, getting mentally strong, you know, surrounding yourself with positive people. So any brands that align with that, then that's what I'm messing with.
There you go. I know you love that.
Oh, you already know. Absolutely. And then, you know, another amazing thing that I've noticed about you, you know, of course, this is your platform, but this is you regardless. And you show it.
Thank you.
And, you know, that's what we need. Like, you know, I'm not only promoting this, but I'm showing you that this is how it's done when I do it. Because, you know, it's just like the inspiration people get because they want to see like that main person, like, okay, what are you actually doing?
Which is so funny because back on the fitness tip, so we started doing these 7-day challenges every single month. So we start off the month like trying to get people motivated. Like if you fell off at the end of last month, we got you 7 days. We're going to give you something simple, so simple to do. Like you cannot say no to it. Like you just need to just do it, right? It's going to take you like one day it might take you 1 minute. The next day it might take you 8 minutes, but it's going to be challenging. It's going to be fun. We're going to hook you up with a playlist to get it done. And so we started posting these at the time, like my graphic design intern, she was like creating all the artwork for it, and we would get it up and we would post it, and people would be like, well, can you show us a demo of like how you do that particular move? And I'm like, it's a sit-up. You know how to do a sit-up, don't you? But then some people don't know how to properly do certain moves, like, even though you may think it's the basic, simplest thing, like, but they don't know how to. So finally, like, you know, I was pushed to like do it. And I'm like, well, I'm not a trainer, right? I'm a community builder. Like, that's what I do. I'm a creative person. I've never wanted to be a fitness trainer. And then, like, I started getting all these opportunities. Like, people would be like, hey, you know, we want you to host this event. And I'm going to say people because I'm not going to say the brand because they might, I don't know if they're going to get in trouble. But they would be like, we want you to host this event. And then at the same time, like, can you do a workout? And I'm like, I'm not a trainer. And they're like, well, I mean, you're an athlete. You can figure it out. And I'm like, okay. And so I would just literally just like get it done or whatever, right? So back to what I was saying with the 7-day challenges, they really get everybody on track, and it gives them an opportunity to see me because I started like doing them, but I'm always like, check with your doctor. Like, guys, you know, I'm not a trainer, but I'll show you how to do these moves because I'm doing them anyway. And it keeps me accountable. It keeps me consistent for 7 days, and it gives them an opportunity to see me, my face. So.
And it's just the relatability, and also like, you know, at home with your family, like how do you help, you know, keep them like on point with their health and so forth?
Well, we struggle with the food part sometimes, right? Well, I don't struggle as much. My kids just are like into certain things. So like my oldest, she's 13 now. She literally can just like eat well. Like she's a smoothie kind of person. She'll get the salads and everything. My younger daughter, I gotta push her. She's 11. I'm like, you can't eat pizza and chicken nuggets every day. Like we gotta figure this out. So she incorporates smoothies and stuff into her diet because we push her to. And then she has to eat vegetables because we push her to. But it's not something that she's like wanting to do on her own. But you know, we're gonna stay consistent and stay on her, and hopefully some point she'll want it for herself, and it won't be something that's forced upon her. When I do make certain things that are healthy, she enjoys it because I know how to like cook. I mean, I say to people all the time, like people are like, oh, you know, healthy eating is so hard. I'm like, just say you can't cook then. Like just say that. Like say that. Like it's not like it's hard. Like if you know how to season things properly, you know, it'll get done. True. But my kids are also athletes, like I told you. So they are working out probably 3 hours a day, you know? So they're in shape.
It runs in the family because the family runs.
Right. Look at you. Let's go.
That's it. We're going to drop the mic.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. Yeah. That's how I keep them in shape.
But yeah, I know we got to get ready to wrap up here, but I know like just give us like one last piece of word, advice, wisdom, inspiration for people who just, you know, not even just entrepreneurship, but just in their journey in life. You know, what would you like to leave them with? Biggest lessons, I guess.
Well, I think my best advice or words that I want to share, I just feel like for everybody, this is going to be your best year ever because you're going to focus on you.
Yes.
You're going to prioritize you more than you prioritize everyone else. And you're just going to go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like Nike, just do it. You're going to do the things that you wanted to do and stop thinking so much about it and just go for it. So whether it's like you're eating, whether it's your activity level, whether it's the relationships you keep with people, whether it's you finally deciding to like go seek therapy. Like, this is your year because you're going to say yes to all those things and you're going to make it happen.
And stress-free.
Absolutely.
I love it. Jay, you got anything else you want to, give this to the people before we get out of here?
Well, I do want everyone to know where they can find you.
Well, you can find me at Pretty Girl Sweat on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the places, all the little social.
So wait a second, that's you behind the social media?
Yeah.
That's direct. Just so y'all know, the saying.
I mean, I do get help, but I mean, most of the time it's me, and like I love like responding to the comments because the people in the comment section, y'all, I love y'all. Y'all are so funny, and I love that about the platform, like keeping it funny. But yeah, you can find us there, and then also PrettyGirlSweat.com. You can get all of our merch at PrettyGirlSweat.com/shop.
Got my mask, y'all. Y'all see
Yep.
it? Got my mask.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, that's where you can find me. And if you want to find me personally, like if you really care about me on a personal level,
Of
like,
course they do.
Yeah, you can go to at Aeshia Devore Branch on Instagram and Facebook. I mean, I don't post on Facebook like that, so don't go there. But Instagram, you're going to find me there, especially in my stories. Like, I'm super active in my stories, and I'm always sharing, like, everything that I'm eating throughout the day, like the crazy things my kids are doing. It's pretty funny. It's lit in there.
Okay. See, I think none of us are really like super Facebook, right?
No, we're not.
Yeah, mine's so inactive too. It's
That's
crazy.
for old people. I said that.
Let me tell you something. I went to Facebook the other day and I didn't know how to work it. I was like, how do you post something? Like,
It's changed so much since I was on it all the time. So I'm just like, I need to hire
Mine's
somebody else. to do it.
deactivated. Oh my gosh. We're sorry. Not sorry. But thank you all for tuning in with us. I know y'all know this was a very lit podcast today, and we appreciate you. CJ, you have something you want to say?
No, I'm just super appreciative for you coming through today so much. We definitely have to do it again. We're excited for Pretty Girl Sweat and everything to come for this year and then beyond that. Man, I don't know, Jay, you got any shout outs you want to put out to the people or to any sponsors or anything?
Oh, well, definitely we want to shout out Mountain Valley Water, one of my favorite spring water. So good, and it is bottled at the source.
Oh, you already know. It's about the source. It's about the quality of the water.
About the quality. Pure. Absolutely. Fresh spring water, which is naturally alkaline, high pH, and has your electrolytes, so you're good.
And you already know I'm always going to shout out Mizuno. My favorite. By the way, I've got a sneaker deal again. A second year in a row.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
indeed. Thank you. So I'm super excited about that this year. And I think that's it. This has been. Go ahead.
Oh, I do. You know what? I'll save it for the end.
No, go ahead. You have it.
So, we have something working for November. Can I go ahead and?
Yeah.
So stay tuned this year for Arubafication. More details will be coming. And of course, y'all know we went international in 2019, and we plan to go back here in 2022. Yeah,
that's the exclusive if you listen to the whole episode. So just know we're going bigger than ever this year.
Absolutely.
So, with that being said, we appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast.
Absolutely.
And give us a 5-star. This was a 5-star episode, right?
It was
amazing.
I mean,
Yeah, agree. 10 stars.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're out.
All right. Bye.